Okay, this is the first one of these, so it's kind of unstructured. So I'm going to use this to sort of, shall we say, review or plan what the future ones will look like. So first, video structure. Tell the story. 2. Previous day. Tell the story slash narrative of the previous day. Review my actions. Review what I did. 3. Evaluate what I did. Use replay mode to find ideal traits, to find ideal behavior. 5. On the next day. Okay. I want to keep this sort of structure relatively consistent. I might add or remove. So I'm going to go ahead and start by telling the story of what happened yesterday in the market. First off, we're going to start by delineating the daily open, or rather the new day opening gap. It's a small one. So we had a small new day opening gap here. Set that to blue. Oh, cool. I can have this in it too. That's nice. Real quick, just wanna. I didn't know they had these settings here. You could grade it like this. Cool. All right, let's not get too distracted here. Okay, so we have the new day opening gap. We had a run up, and then we had sort of a reversal. We had these equal highs created. Now this, first of all, let's go look at a daily chart. So yesterday, this was the here. So we took out yesterday's high, but we did not close above. So we took yesterday's high, not close above. So we look at this. This is sort of choppy order flow, I would say. So this level was previous day high. So I'll delineate that in black. Take a look at the hourly. Sorry, I want to do Monday's high. Right, so we're reviewing Tuesday's price action. So we got Monday's high. All right, cool. On the chart. So we opened, delivered to the SIBI. And then we came down in Asia. We have the Asian Open, the beginning of the Asian range. We had a turtle soup of this low and a reversal to revisit the new day opening gap. Came back down again in London for making a low at 430 and expanding upwards, sweeping out the buy side from 130 and continuing on to sweep yesterday's high. Lots of soups, many soups are occurring here on the 15-minute. Then at 9 a.m. we closed, we swept it during 8 a.m. and then we closed, we swept it on 9 a.m. and then we closed back below. We got the 9:30 open and then price expanded downwards to sweep out Monday's low, or rather Sunday's low here, and mitigate the new week opening gap. Let's make this one yellow. The opening gap's yellow, new week opening gap, and mitigate the new week opening gap. And sweep out all of the lows, Monday's low and Sunday's low. And now price is reacting off of this area. No, I don't like that. Just sweeping this, we got an aggressive expansion. So this is really still bearish order flow, I would say. So maybe we come down. I would expect the price to come back down. I'm using this wick here. I'm gonna label it large wick. We've settle souped this high, and we're returning back down now. It hasn't fully ironed out this, so I should see. This is my problem. I've sort of lost focus again. I shouldn't even be looking at that. So mapped out the new day opening gap, previous day high, and Sunday's low, previous day low here, which is also the low of the week. Counting Sunday's low as previous day's low because I mean Sunday's like half a day and it's counted in the daily candle on the main chart. Okay, and where did we close? So all price action basically up to there is I don't care about it. This is the price action I'm interested in reviewing. Gap here. So we came back down, total super went back up. Took it, came down, we sort of consolidated in a strong position and continued to previous day's high. At 9 a.m. we swept previous day's high and we began to consolidate more. Price remained in this range. Yeah, and we'll go, this is sort of the key moment from yesterday for me. Quadrants. Oh, they changed this, I always forget. Go back. So we came back down and we continued ranging in that 15-minute candle. And we finally broke down at around 10:30, leaving a premium Civi. So mitigated. So we sort of, the market swept previous day highs, then it demonstrated bearishness. This manipulation leg was also of interest to me. because we reacted off 2.5 standard deviations, then we came back up to 50%. We just can stay in this range here. You could count, some people do this, they'll count this whole move. I guess there's a gap there, so I mean it's really just down to here. I'm going to use it like this, because we broke out of the range. We attempted to reclaim it, failed. Then we formed this SIBI here. So really I'm going to use this breaker. This is a breaker block. So we form this breaker block. Right, relative equal lows. So yeah, we formed a breaker block. Reacted off the breaker block, range bounding within a 15-minute candle. And then we continued down. So order flow was basically bearish after 9 a.m. opened. We got the 9:30 a.m. open here. And then this is, and then we had a bearish day expanding down towards the unfilled new week opening gap from Sunday. So maybe worth further study from this. One, when is opening going to chop like this when we have a large overnight move? So like so. We got to move, we got the silver bullet, or whatever the hell it is, 10 a.m. here. Really the only sort of worthwhile setup that I can review that you can make an argument for would be because buy side was taken, previous day high, and we didn't see any sort of impulsiveness or continuation above. The only real argument that I see for a potential trade is this one. It's an IFVG. Really strong candle close above. Potentially you could target using, if you're using this range. There's also another symbol system you could have used, but I'll get into all of this at a later date because now I want to review what I did, which was bad. I went in on the 15-second chart and was getting chopped up, and then I tilted, and I sort of failed to be cognizant of one, the large overnight move, plus the choppy conditions after open, which is something I knew about, right? What I should have done, I guess, if I were to forcing and looking for trades intentionally, would use this as a breaker. But even then, this wick is swept all this out. It filled in all all of this inefficiency. So really, no. So that's just kind of a shitty non-A plus setup. So patiently waiting. Okay, this would have been a good IFVG. Taken to the lows, playing within the range, which had already been identified, which I should have identified beforehand. Targeting the low because it's chop, or even just these lows. Break even at these lows, hold runner to down to here, and that's it. Really just not assume the range will continue until it doesn't. So I'm really unhappy because I basically blew up an evaluation account on this chop, one that I'd made progress on, because I got tilted and impatient. So I need to implement rules and focus to make sure I do not become tilted and impatient again. Okay, now let's go back to having a look at what I should have done. Which systems, where did I write? I swear, okay. Maybe I deleted it. Which systems could I have taken here? Okay, let's clear all this off for a second. So what did I know coming in? Let's hindsight this and find the ideal day. What did I know coming in? We'd swept buy side and we had a breaker. So this is going to be a key level. This is a key level here, validated by this. 2, we'd run down and we'd mitigated a lot of this run up and begun ranging after previous day high. So previous day high is taken, we have breaker. This is the most important thing, I think, this list level here. 2, we have a large overnight move, which I did not identify or even think about beforehand at all. If I had, I could have anticipated these choppy market conditions. This was mistake number 1, so let's start writing it down. 1, did not, previous day high was taken, plus large overnight move. Therefore, I should have anticipated chop. All right, 1. Okay. This is my price action mistakes. 2. So this is sort of, I'll call this analysis, evaluation, analysis evaluation, I'll call that. 2. All right, I'm going to go emotional, I'll say discipline evaluation. I can already tell you this is going to be poor because of just going in and out. Did not use system, did not do analysis beforehand. Had I done this, I would have been completely fine today. Patience was poor. Presence of mind and planning was poor. Okay, so this is my evaluation. Now let's go and have a look at the Friday. Okay, so we've anticipated chop. Not really expecting much to happen yet. Maybe I'm sort of drawing things out. I really only want to be sort of bearish because we've already expanded to the 2.5 off of the manipulation leg. Right? The next target, when you take this sort of stuff, manipulation leg, sort of looking for this zone, and then you're looking for this zone. Okay. So really should have waiting for this range to break was definitely the best choice. Potentially utilizing the breaker when I saw it here with this turtle soup, range high to range low. But that's it. So let's go and have a look at systems and edges that I have. First edge I could have taken was this one. So when an hourly low or the previous hourly low is taken within the first 20 minutes, there is a 75% chance that price will reverse and return to the current hourly open, which is here, so 10 a.m. 10 a.m. open, 9 a.m. low, we had a change in the state of delivery. This would have been a really nice scalp. And there's also a really, SMT here, a really nice scalp that also could have done with this IFBG here, right? So trade management, enter here, trail here on the IFBG, or just go break even, whatever. And then hold for buy side liquidity, or maybe up to this high here for 3 drives into the breaker. Realistically, in these sorts of chop conditions, you sort of want to be aiming low. So even just to the open, a partial to this high, all out, right? You're sort of wanting to be trading below previous day low because that's where we're chopping previous day high, because that's what we're chopping. So a scalp, that'd be nice. This is the system. We also had this IFVG, which I mentioned earlier, right? So we're gonna mark this out. You can keep in mind this is sort of in the middle of the range, so maybe not ideal. An ideal sort of trade. But the break even, I think, is here, and then final target there. That's one trade. Then say this was also a good opportunity. 2 trades. We'll say to this high. Okay, what else? Nothing really jumping out to me. You had the breakout of the range low, or the opening range breakout, and you had a mitigation of a premium SIBI. This is kind of forcing it. Maybe I take this, maybe I don't. There's equal highs here, probably don't take it. So I'm not going to include that one. We start getting really this SIBI here, potential to take this SIBI. Okay. So these are sort of the 2 best trades that I see. Playing within the range, utilizing a statistical edge. Then after 11, price really expanded down and we began chopping into PM and lunch sessions. Nothing really there. Really, the only setup I see now is this propulsion block, and you're just taking it to that time frame key level, using that as like second stage distribution, I suppose. It's all big Kimi market makers and model. So let's have a look at the forecast for today on a daily chart. So now that I've got all of this, I'm going to do it here so I can take a screenshot. I can take screenshots actually. It's fine. I can just clear all this off now. Let's go back to the daily chart and we'll do a forecast for today. So we swept previous day high and previous day low. We still have a partially unfilled gap, but we do have an outside bar. This is yet to be closed below. And we have a partially unfilled daily BISI here. And I want to use the BISI. So we have the daily BISI here. Make it dark border. Okay, so we had a total soup. I think the draw on liquidity is going to be to fill in the new day opening gap fully. This is sort of my first objective for the day, so I'm going to mark that out. And then my next objective is going to be sell side objective will be here. Now we are in price discovery all-time high conditions. So this is a bit optimistic. I'm not too happy about trading this. We also have a lot of uncertainty because the government shutdown. But I mean that just creates fear. So the only reason why I would expect it to continue lower is at least to get to discount of this leg. Premium discount. Okay, so I can use this, maybe this volume imbalance. But let's take a look at a higher time frame. So this is actually aligning quite nicely. We have several unmitigated BISIs from this price leg. So this one, I see this one, and I see this one. This is the main one that's of interest to me. So I'm going to use these 3 levels. I want to use these 3 levels today as draws on liquidity, unless I see price doing anything, unless the market gives me a reason to show me anything active. So it's upside risk, or the market shows me a reason why it could go further up. So upside risk, before these are hit, probably this SIBI. So here is what I'm looking for an analysis. I'm looking for some sort of a run up into this SIBI and then a run back down to this low. So that's my forecast. That'd be nice. Now looking at an hourly, already mitigated it. A third drive up doesn't necessarily have to reach. Let's have a look at where 50% is. Okay, so 50% does kind of align with the low of the 15 minutes. So maybe just a little tap into here and then a rejection back down. Continuation potentially into discount. This is sort of my final. If I was short here, I'd be all out there kind of idea. So premium. So that concludes my analysis.